Have you ever wondered how Black history is told through one of the most creative, expressive art forms that we know today as music? Black history can be told through music, art, photos, articles, any type of physical media, you name it. But sometimes that history can get lost in translation. So, as a person who loves Black history but who also loves music, I decided to challenge myself. I decided that I'm going to be talking about Black history told through music starting from the 1920s all the way up to the 2010s. In a series I like to call Rising Up, a Black History Journey. Starting with the 1920s, focusing on none other than the Harlem Renaissance. With a lot of economic boom happening in the North and the Midwest, a lot of African Americans decided to relocate from the South to go up north to the Midwest in cities such as Philly, Detroit, New York, Chicago. One of the most popular being Harlem, which drew about 175,000 African Americans, making Harlem the biggest concentration of Black people in the world. And y'all know, with a bunch of Black people, there's talent. There's just endless amounts of talent in these groups of people. And one of those talented people was James P. Johnson, and he's known as the father of stride piano. The stride sound really influenced a lot of other upcoming artists during this time, such as Duke Ellington and Fats Domino. But this song right here, like, people love this song so much that it became like the unofficial anthem of the Roaring 20s. Speaking of Duke Ellington, he was one of the other key figures in the Harlem Renaissance when it comes to jazz music. He was one of the originators of orchestral jazz, which was really popular in white clubs in Harlem. And one of the clubs that he played at was called the Cotton Club, which was one of the most popular only clubs in Harlem at the time. He's one of the greatest musical contributors ever, pretty much, but especially in the jazz world, and we can still see those effects of his contributions to this day. A lot of people don't know about my girl, but Ma Rainey, she's known as the mother of blues. She talked about a lot of experiences that related to a lot of Black women at the time, combining vaudeville and classic blues together. She pretty much made classic blues a household name in American music. And last but not least, the last song I want to talk about is Ain't Misbehavin' by Fats Waller. Fats Waller and James P. Johnson, the guy I was just talking about a few minutes ago, they were like this. Some of his innovations alongside with James P. Johnson with the Harlem stride style type of sound laid much of the foundation for modern jazz at the time. He really became popular around the time when he decided he started to want to sing, and over a 13-year period he made like 500 recordings or something like that. He was a fantastic entertainer and very pivotal to the music of the Harlem Renaissance. As I go through the series and you want to listen to the playlist is on Apple Music and it also is on Spotify, but you have to listen in order for it to make any type of sense.